control as we go into the second leg of the semi-final. 4-1 is the score. Etorito went through in a similar fashion. I think it was 5-2 in the first.
And then 10-3 overall.
It ended up 10-3 overall, so 5-1 in the second. So, you know, GuiFera putting on the same sort of performance here. And he could be a match for Etorito in the final.
Definitely. And you kind of got to think, what's going through, I mean, you've seen the player faces on the screens now. What's going through their mind knowing that you are potentially not only bagging yourself at least $100,000, but you could be making someone that is a close friend of yours be going home with nothing. Do you keep that in mind?
You got to look after number one. Graham, if I was told I have to do something to get $100,000 and you were the guy that could potentially get it as well, I would go hammer and tongs.
I love you too.
You got to look after number one, mate. It's just how it is.
Especially in the dangerous world of esports.
Well, GuiFera pushing down the right-hand side. The start that he had in the last game is being emulated in the second as well. Fantastic start. Goal straight away, 5-1.
How many times? I mean, you were like drawing the comparisons between GuiFera and Etorito. That's exactly what happened in the first leg.
Oh, there's going to be a chance here, though, for Jonah. The top left corner, Nelly destined. It's Stegen's there to punch it over the bar.
Just wanted to look dramatic for the cameras there to Stegen.
Yeah, that was one of them, wasn't it? Anyway, the corner's whipped in, and it's dangerous, and it's going to be a chance. Surely this one's going to be converted. How does that not go in?
Just wanted to look dramatic for the cameras there to Stegen.
Jonah having the chances here, and he needs to put them in. It's going to go onto the edge of the box to Jordi Alba, passes it off to Busquets, back to Alba, to Iniesta. The dink through is really good football, but the final ball is just not there. And this could be another opportunity for GuiFera to extend his lead. But in the end, Jonah does get a hold of the ball once again.
So we're saying Jonah was still in this tie. Technically, he still has 80 minutes of the 90 of this game to play, but has 4 goals to bring it back. He needs to start finding something, and he needs to start finding it now.
This is dangerous. Neymar down the left-hand side. The cross is going to come in. It's going to be Messi, and GuiFera has 1 foot in the grand final now. 6-1 is the score, and that first half from these players just seems so electric as the second slows down. But
you have to start to feel now that surely 5 goals in just under a game of football is an insurmountable object. Obviously, we've seen 9 goals being scored by Etorito in this event today, but
I think it was 10 he won.
Was it 10?
It was 10 in the first semi-final. Can GuiFera do one better? This current time, he's still going to score a few more, but still, both these players, I think that's looking like the likely final now as Jonah goes for another attack there, and Titi is there to clean things up though for GuiFera. Out to Neymar here, and Rakitic, the ball over to Iniesta is fantastic, and he's looking for the lob to stick, and just about keeps it off the line there.
Going for the sublime right there.
And rightly so, a little bit of showboating when you're 6-1 up, there's no danger in that happening anyway. Suarez to Rakitic to Iniesta in the box here for Johan, and it's not going to happen once again. The defending from GuiFera has been very, very strong as well, Graham.
Yeah, and that's the thing. GuiFera doesn't just have the attacking mentality. He can disrupt an attack, and then he can counter-attack very, very quickly, get it from the back to the front in just a couple of moves. But the main thing for him is defending from the front as well.
Oh, look at this, though. It's Busquets in this position. Not really the guy you want, but Messi is. That's in the top left corner. GuiFera is making this look easy.
When I was talking about defending from the front, as I said, that Busquets is in the box. That pretty much is defending from the front.
7-1 is the score now, and it's looking good for GuiFera. It's looking like he's going to meet the Italian Etorito in the grand final. This win will guarantee him $100,000, and I tell you what's guaranteed: goals and more goals from GuiFera. It's looking very, very good for him.
He looks almost apologetic. He's scoring that effortlessly in this 8-1 now overall. Almost absolute capitulation from Jonas. As I say that, Jonah looks to be looking to add more here, but obviously GuiFera, you just mentioned solid in defence.
Every time he's attacking, he's looking more impressive in this game than he did in the last, and that's hard to say. That was nearly a fantastic ball through, but Piqué is there to intercept, and that ball is put over the top. Is Suarez going to be able to meet it? No, not quite. Umtiti is there to clean it up, and just about taken away there, and you've got to feel sorry for Jonah now. I think, you know, this grand final is going to be a spectacle, and do you think it's going to be, I mean, obviously GuiFera coming up, and we do have the third and fourth playoff coming up after this as well. But looking towards the final, do you think it's going to be like a cagey affair? It's like neither one really wants to attack too much, or do you think it's just going to be an all-out massacre, just goals and goals and lots of goals?
I mean, it would be interesting because the two styles could potentially cancel each other out. We have one player that can score very fast from the kickoff and score loads of goals, and we have another player that can score very fast from the kickoff and score loads of goals. I mean,
it's a great matchup to have. It's going to be an entertaining one either way, but there's still quite a long time actually left. I'm looking at the clock. It's only 36 minutes gone of game time in the second leg of the second semi-final. That's a fantastic chip towards the right corner. And Jonah's not going to get away with that one, so Stegen is aware, but 8-1 is the aggregate score, and we've got a lot of game left to play in the second leg of the second semi-final. Down on the edge of the box. Yeah. Still looking for it, but it's going to be very hard. I think, GuiFera's really shut up shop now. Neymar in a good position, though. The passes just one too many once again, and well defended by GuiFera. Is it going to be picked up by Iniesta? No, it's not. Spurs gets to put this one back. Jonah sustaining this attack once again, though, but he's 8-1 down. He needs a miracle to get back into this one. Suarez isn't going to be able to meet that ball from Neymar because it was actually towards Iniesta, if anything, but Neymar continued this attack, just winning that ball in the right areas here. To Messi, to Suarez, though. Here comes the counter-attack from GuiFera. Send it right towards Lionel Messi. Going to cut inside, looks for the pass towards Vidal. Manages to make that there. Messi's going to ask for it back once again, though. Galloping into the box, and Neymar is there, and that looked wonderful for a second.
Was that a chipped overhead pass into the box? Well, if you can, I suppose. 8 goals up.
Sent upfield here by Jonah, and he's going to get a run down this right-hand side. An exhausted Rakitic there trying to do something with it. Messi's going to be able to take over there, though, and it just seems to be the final third is the problem here for Jonah as we go into the final half of this semi-final.
And that's been the story since the first leg in this tie. In the first match, how many times did Jonah strike a ball full power at the keeper, past the far post? He just needed that eye for the goal. He needed to be a little more lethal. Let's put it simply.
Well, as we now move into the final 45 minutes, Graham, I mean, I'm not even going to speak about if there's a way back into this one because 8-1, it's game over at this point.
I think it's just a case of salvaging, thinking for the long game, the bigger picture now. Jonah needs to get something. If he can finish this match brightly, then he at least has something going into the $50,000 match.
I mean, the thing is, though, O'Neill got hammered as much as Jonah has here as well, so both of them are going to be feeling as begrudged as each other. So, it could be a strange third-place player, but a massive, massive game. Of course, the winner of that game will walk away with $50,000, and the loser will walk away with nothing. So to come this far and to walk away with nothing will be horrible, but it could be GuiFera inflicting more pain on Jonah here, but it was going to be a free kick in a dangerous area. Picking up a yellow card, Neymar to Iniesta, out to Jordi Alba. Really good football, good tackle as well there, though. So Jonah going to try and get this one away, but once again, GuiFera is there to clean up.
Yeah, I think we spoke about the psychology. I'm trying to stop that as Alex Vidal plays back. When we spoke about the psychology that playing in these matches has and how important that can be, and that nearly was a beautiful goal. But we took the importance of psychology. I think for both of these players, GuiFera needs to finish on a high note now. He needs that going into playing Eterito, everyone's favourite coming into this event. He needs to be going into that match with a buzz. And similarly, Jonah needs to be going into that match against Eldridge O'Neill, obviously, who's excelled on the European stage before, finishing runner-up in Barcelona. They both need something going into that match. So, yeah, neither one of the players want to let their head drop because it could be costly going forward. Very costly, as we've seen from the prize fund.
Jonah nearly getting a one on the board there, but at this moment in time, he hasn't scored in this second leg, and it's not looking great for him at all. GuiFera, such a strong performance from him. And Suarez is going to send this one left to Jordi Alba. Could he add more pain? Neymar on the edge of the box, looking for a little bit of room that he needs. Rakitic back to Neymar. It's going to go into the middle. It's going to be cut off, though. And really good football from GuiFera once again.
He's enjoying his game now. He knows it's over, so he's playing for nice goals, which adds to the highlights reel. So keep going.
Oh, it's really, really good football there. Neymar went for the chip in this situation. Fair enough. He's well and truly. There's day and night between these two at this moment in time, though, isn't it? It's just so strong from GuiFera, just trying to have a little bit of fun, get some fun goals on the board.
And the key thing you're seeing is he tried to strike a ball from outside the box, and none of the players have been doing that because it's that percentage increasing the chances of scoring, and GuiFera knows the game's over, so he's looking for some long-range pot shots now, whereas Jonah doesn't have that luxury. As we see,
great football.
Has that
great
luxury
football.
though.
Really good goal by Jonah there. They get one on the board in the second leg. This moment in time, though, 8-2 is the score. And it's a hard route back here, and I think what Jonah has to do is just try and take some confidence, as said, into that third place game where there's so much on the line, $50,000. But this moment in time, though, GuiFera is heading into that grand final. He's already guaranteed himself 100. Can he win that final prize?
Which is insane. 17 years old in his second PES World Final, and at least $100,000, Richard. And there's something we've hardly touched on. We've mentioned it a few times today. Is every single one of these players will be going to the UEFA Champions League final in Cardiff tomorrow.
That's a big prize in itself. Even if that's just the prize. Even if they didn't win any money, these guys, if that was the prize, they've got to be happy with it, because
exactly.
Those tickets ain't cheap.
Well, if you got $200,000, I suppose.
You could have bought a couple. maybe it's full. Anyway, Alba down the left-hand side, going to be fouled by PK, and GuiFera just putting more and more pressure on. There's only 13 minutes of game time left, and just playing with Jonah now, just trying to keep those thumbs warm.
I've just had an absolutely amazing fact come through to me. The average wage in Brazil, I haven't checked these stats, so I apologise if they're wrong. The average working wage in Brazil is $700 a month. So if GuiFera wins $200,000, then he doesn't have to work for 23 years. There you go. How's about that for a fact?
That sounds lovely, actually. No, but it is life-changing, but especially at his age as well. I think you would hope that he doesn't spend it on silly things. That is a fantastic effort again by GuiFera, but at the same time, these guys, so much money on the line, and it's life-changing. It's not just I say it's not just a couple of grand. A couple of grand still a lot of money, but this is life-changing money. Even
finishing in third place, which obviously Jonah can still do that at this point. That is still a life-changing amount of money. $50,000.
I think that's how much Brycey charges a day.
I thought that was his hourly rate.
Oh yeah, it'd be closer to it. Anyway, back into this game, Jonah trying to get another goal here, but 4-1 is the score. 8-2 overall over the two legs, and it's been very, very convincing from GuiFera here. There's only a couple of minutes remaining, but he's looked so good throughout this whole semi-final, throughout the whole weekend. Only finishing second in his group, but he's getting himself to the final. Eterito is going to be the guy there waiting for him, and
just baiting the opponent, and then offside, looking to play for one final killer ball.
Well, as we go into the final minute, GuiFera is all but sealed it. 8-2 is going to be the final score as the seconds do tick down. Is there going to be another chance for Jonah? It does seem as if they maybe let him have one more bite of the cherry here. Surely the game is now, I was building it up to it, and it hasn't ended. Sorry about that. It's going to be the game. GuiFera goes through to the grand final.